All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews, and we're back with more Friends from College, Season 1, building up to Season 2. We're at Episode 4. It's called Mission Impossible. So, full spoilers if you've not seen the episode. This is a pretty chaotic episode. It's very nerve-wracking. It does seem like a Mission Impossible. It really does. They make the joke about it earlier, but it becomes pretty true. I mean, it's not an action scene, there's no action scenes, but the drama to get the fertilization done on time becomes pretty much like an impossibility. And so I really dig this episode on that level. It's also really great character work and acting from Michael Key, and Michael, is it? And Kobe Smulders, who I haven't really given her the praise that she deserves in this. She's so cute in this. She's like it, but it's like so sad when you know that Ethan and Sam are fooling around on her behind her back, which is like the beginning of this. Ethan and Sam going to again another one of their supposed final trysts, and her going to therapy over it, and her going to therapy because she feels guilty. It's simple as that. She says that she's gonna, and on top of it though, also feeling like because she's in love with Ethan and Ethan's in love with her, and they won't do the thing that they need to do to be together. That guilt's never gonna go away until they do the thing that they need to do to, if they want to, they can't just keep. This isn't gonna stop. If they're in love, they need to do the right thing. And I don't know if anybody else has ever been in love with somebody that maybe you shouldn't be, but it's a real bitch. And I want to be more pissed off at these characters, and I am, but I'm not. They're not unsympathetic because I feel like I've definitely been in their shoes a little bit, and it's very feelings are complicated. God damn it. So anyway, let's move on to the whole deal with them trying to get this shot done. The montage of showing what it takes for what they're doing, and the pain that Lisa's going through to keep this schedule up, and the bruising and all that, and leading up to the surgery where Ethan has his whole bizarre masturbation regiment. I love Kobe Smulders saying, because he's complaining about the Dixie cup for putting his deposit in. And she's like, well, why don't we do you have any thermoses with a pair of rubber lips on the end? That was great. That was great. I don't know if that was improvised, but Billy Eichner's Felix's reaction seemed pretty genuine. It didn't seem like a TV laugh. It seemed like a real laugh. But you can just tell like they're not on the same page. They're ready. They act like they're ready to do it, but they're just not quite there. Which leads to like what are the problems later on in the episode of them, both kind of accusing each other of not really being all in on this. But what happens is they get home, they find out that Marianne's holding a streetcar cast party. So they go to a hotel to do the injection, but they grab the wrong bag. They grab a bag with a bunch of soy sauce in it. Always check bags before you leave with them, I guess. That's pretty, I don't know. So they have to run back to Marianne's, to where where they live, and try to get the shot in. And of course there's a whole bunch of theater people there. Look, theater people, you're lovely people. You are lovely, lovely people, but you guys are definitely on a different level than other people. Because this is pretty accurate, man. And a little exaggerated, but theater people are theater people, and it's I don't know if I could have handled being at that party for very long. But them trying to get this done, and him dropping the shot, which it was like he's trying so hard to do things right. It almost seems like you're going to fail by putting too much pressure on yourself to succeed. I mean, who hasn't done that where you're trying so hard you end up shooting yourself in the foot? And that's what happens here, because he doesn't want to screw up. He gets the lotion on his hands and it pops the vial out of his hands and it breaks. And it leads them through the city trying to find Felix to get, try to figure out where they get another shot. They crash what turns out to be Max's, Fred Savage's character's 40th birthday, which is kind of like this sad side note that if they're all so close, they didn't even know that it was one of their best friend's 40th birthday. And so he's happy to see them, but they're only there for the shot. Felix's response is the way it should be done. He can't just do special treatment. You are barging in on his personal life. It is not his responsibility to, make sure that you do it. It's your job. And if you screw up, it's like, it sucks, but he's right. You need to be calling the service. And if the service can't get that right, and then you expect him to just give it to you anyway, screwing somebody else out of a chance to have a kid, that's not right. And I love how it doesn't, he does. I really wish he had said no. But that's not where the story wanted it to go. But, after they call the service, and I mean, they are just so ramped up, especially Lisa. I mean, Ethan, say what you will about him, but he's trying to get this done, and her panic. He can't handle pressure like that. I'm surprised he didn't start doing voices, like when he was trying to call the service, just all of a sudden going, like some funny, voice for that guy. And then getting to the pharmacy, and I really love Cobie Smulders here, where she is just intent on getting into that place. But still can't get it done. And when Ethan says that I'll suck your dick, it just hard cuts away to them in a cab, and he's like, $30,000 as a shot. That was my line. Like, I will suck a dick for $30,000. That's great. So they end up having to go back to Felix, who takes them to eventually, after explaining that he shouldn't do it, and Max, I mean, this is kind of the part that bugged me, was him relenting. Because to do Max a favor, showing more strain that they're putting on between Felix and Max. Just another, push to push Felix kind of away from Max. That he's got a breaking point, and they're gonna hit it. I mean, there is even the joke earlier about the pizza still being on the wall, but he does take them to the hospital. Those restaurants in New York where people go, there's a restaurant behind a restaurant, these secret restaurants that take like 3 years to get into. How pretentious can you fucking get? Anyway, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's just my own personal thing where I'm just like, fuck those places. Giving you little tiny dishes to make you wait for 3 years to make you think you're getting a real meal, whatever. So anyway, they go to the hospital. And, Felix goes to find the guy who can unlock the pharmacy, and after Ethan and Lisa have this pretty big fight that Max is like kind of like all ramped up and into their fight. I don't know if he's done more cocaine, but he sure seems to be way more amped up than he needs to be. But after them kind of accusing each other, and Ethan saying, I don't know if I want a kid. I want to make you happy. I want to make sure you get what you want. At least he's starting to be honest with her. But then he kind of pulls back, and this may be true that he feels like no matter what he does, he can't not screw up. But I think in the end, she's right. His subconscious is fucking with him. He may not think it, but I think he's he's trying so hard that he's also sabotaging it without even really knowing. But in the end, he still tries to, he stupidly picks up a chair and whips it through the pharmacist's door because TV, because they'd be funny. And it's funny, watch out for the glass. I'm all right. I've got shoes on. I did like that part too. And then when things needed to be done and he needed to get that shot, he just walks in there, cool, confident, collected, gets it all done, gets it all right, doesn't need to do a count, doesn't need to watch a video. And he tosses her the syringe, she puts it in, they've got it all locked down. And of course, Felix is there now telling him, what the fuck are you doing? We'll pay for it. You live on someone's couch. And so, yeah, they've got it done. And, but now she's going into surgery and he's got to go make his deposit. I like that the doctor, I don't know if a real doctor would do this, being called in from a vacation to do it. I don't think he'd be that passive aggressive. I think most doctors would be quietly, would still do their job without making the patient feel bad that they somehow, got called away. I don't know. I guess maybe it depends on the doctor, but it seems pretty unprofessional. But, she goes away. She goes to get, what she needs done. He goes into the office to get things done. And after some difficulty, he ends up having to think of Sam to get his deposit made. And he knows right there that that's a bad start, that you could possibly be putting your sperm into this cup to go into your wife's uterus, or however they're doing it with their science. And you had to do it by thinking of another woman. And while he wouldn't be the first person to do that to get the deposit made, to put it less, nicely, it is more guilt to put on Ethan. But that's, again, not really a bad thing. And telling the guy good luck as he comes out. So, we're at the halfway point, and things are starting to come to a head with these characters. I do think it is not a good idea to continue trying to have a kid with somebody that you ultimately you love but are in love with. And, and same thing with Sam, making excuses for what she's doing too. So anyway, that's the episode. I hope you liked listening to me talk about it. And I have some issues with it, and I think I've talked about them slightly. But anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Otherwise, we will be back with another episode tonight, maybe two more. I don't know. But this is Robert Smirking Interview saying we'll see you on the next video. Bye.